Gentlemen, I know I just said this when we had this conversation, but happy September to you both. Good early morning.
Happy September.
Summer is gone. Oof.
When's the first day of autumn?
Do you, what's the first day of autumn?
Yeah,
Or when
when officially is it?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, fine. Let's Google it. Jeez.
Probably sometime in September somewhere.
I
But
mean, yeah, but
the
what?
most important thing about September is when September hits, I feel like Terathi might just be right around the corner.
Yeah, I should
That's
plan that.
that's what
I
I
should
feel like.
really. I
I
should.
think that's coming. A couple months.
I. Okay, this is what happens whenever you wake up at 6:30. I didn't type in first day of autumn. I typed in first day of September, and it's like today. I'm like, thanks, brain. All right, September 22nd. It's the first
There
day
we
of
go.
autumn officially,
Yeah,
but
we're almost there.
almost there. But with September, it's fine. I'm pretty much there because I've already painted my commitment for September.
Yeah, technically I have as well.
Nice, nice. But today on the Tale of Four Warlords, we're going to talk about our August commitments because we finished that up, and you may notice that there's only 3 of the Tale of Four Warlords right now. Terry, do you want to tell us why?
Yeah, because Keel's a baby and couldn't get out of bed and doesn't know how to use a playpen for his kids.
So, because
Or
of those exact reasons, we'll be recording with him separately later tonight. So you'll see this all put together in the end, everybody. But what were you gonna say, Neil? We got a dog pile?
leave the kids in a room, a locked room with a puppy. They're fine for a while. Yeah.
You
There
know,
better be a picture of a Bretonian getting punched, or I'll be disappointed on this.
shoot, you're calling me out right now. Let me. I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. Let's see.
Punched Bretonian. That's he's got Google. Punched
I'm
Bretonian.
googling. Someone fill for time. This has got to be.
Yeah, honestly, we need to. Unfortunately, the first image that came up was an image of Butterbean getting knocked down,
Uh,
which that's weird.
I mean,
that's
doesn't he wear red and blue shorts though?
I think so. Yeah.
yeah. He could pass for a Bretonian peasant, right?
He could. I mean, we'll use that one in spirit. We'll use that one
Don't
in
tell him I
spirit.
said that.
Yeah, there is not a picture of a Bretonian getting punched, and I am not
That's
bringing up.
unfortunate.
If you want to chat GPT it while we're talking, Terry, we can or whatever AI art thing you want to do, because that's the only way that's gonna exist. Feel free to, and you can send it to me in the chat, and I can
I'll
bring it up.
just speed paint it.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, yeah. See,
Yeah. Speaking of speed paints, how quickly did we all get our commitments done? Or how I
I
think both Terry and I came screeching in on the final day of the month to
Yeah,
finish ours.
for sure. I know me and Mike, we were kind of slightly ahead of last month, so we were just acting normal, and then you guys bat out of the hells in the last like week.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's good. So how'd you guys feel about the project so far? I mean, we're 2/3 of the way through, and we're getting near the end. So armies are looking like armies more and more.
Yeah, I got a busted ass 3D printer right now, so I need to figure out how to make the rest of my army.
Mm.
So pretty much everything that I have printed right now is almost painted. I have one more unit that isn't painted, and we got to start 3D printing some stuff. So all the chariots are going to be coming. So, but yeah, so far so good. I like the fact that it's starting to actually look like an army ish. So yeah, I think we've been choosing the appropriate units and everything. So
About you, Terry? How you feeling?
Yeah, it's coming together after once we see the pictures today, you'll get a feel for it. But it took me about 15 minutes to put all my models away yesterday, which is starting to feel like an orc army. So
As someone who's been taking pictures of all of their army collection just for cataloging and fun reasons, I understand.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Sometimes you're just like, set up all these beautiful armies, take a picture of it. Man, you appreciate it with a drink in hand for a little bit, and then you go, ah, damn, I got to clean this all up.
Now, are you guys put armies away in like foam very carefully with every miniature, or are you guys scoop them up in your hands very gently, of course, and then put them down in a hole very gently? That's me. So, There we go.
I
Attaboy.
say, I'm very similar to Terry. A big plastic tub with, I get the liners for kitchen cabinet drawers, so the models kind of stay in place, and I put them in by their units. So like it's a mix of what you just said, Neil, because
Yeah.
whenever I transport them, they're gonna fall over, but
Yeah,
mostly.
for sure.
But all right, let's dive on in here and check out our stuffs. If I can get it up here. Boom. So I guess we're starting with me first because that's what it's selected.
There you go.
Yeah, nice and easy. All
Nobody
right.
has to compete with Keel this time.
Actually, sorry. Yeah, no, let's compete with Keel. He's on his own. Real quick, I forgot to share it. So we're talking about our August commitments, which was a core and a character for everybody out there, so you can keep it up. And obviously, being September now, we're all working on a rare or special, or you're done with it like me, because I can't hold myself back anymore. So I painted up first a nice, loving Duke to lead my Bretonnian army. I realized I only put one picture up, but that's fine. I'm not sure if you guys remember the first time I mentioned building the BSB, which was the Royal Pegasus. I hated certain parts of building this kit. It was just fumbling and falling apart. This time, much easier, because I kind of was ready for those pitfalls. So yeah, he was super clean, super fun to build. I did kit bash his head. I gave him. You guys know the Knights of the Realm on foot models.
Yeah.
I dug in and the one that had the lady as the hat. I gave that as his hat because he also has like this nice Tom Selleck mustache going on.
Nice.
I was like, this guy looks like a duke.
Gotta have a powerful stash if you're gonna be a man of any import.
Exactly. Yeah, but no, nice, clean, simple, very, very, very easy to do. Actually, probably took me maybe 5-6 days to painting up, just casually painting it. What took me a little bit longer was my core choice, which is these 34 men at arms. I am glad I have them. I don't want to paint any more ever. Thankfully, I never will have to. Building them was a weird throwback because they're just standard arm with weapon, arm with shield, head. Yeah, but I will say this: painting the shields is fun because it's just that large flat surface. But yeah, these guys were. I tried to keep them simple as possible, but for some reason, just like the head specifically were giving me the hardest problems because trying to get the flesh tone in, and then I'd screw up and have to go touch up the silver or the black on their little cloths around their head. But no, it's done. It's a big intimidating block. I don't know if it's good in the Bretonnian army, but it's what we have. So
Chuck, what kind of paints are you using?
So I am a whole big mix. Mix of Vallejo and a mix of GW.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the black is Corvus black, which I just kind of discovered and fell in love with from GW, because it's like a slightly.
That's a
like
great color.
Yeah. And then the blue is a 2-part blue. Should say I base it with. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Vallejo. Just Vallejo blue is the base, because I think I've been through that, and then I use Azul Royal blue. I guess I should read the English.
Yep.
I use that after. Well, it depends. If it's a peasant, I'll put down the dark blue, and then I'll dry brush on the lighter blue, do everything, and then wash it so it all looks grungy. If it's someone of importance, like a knight or like a duke or something, I do the dark blue, I do all the other colors, I give it its wash, and I go back with the lighter blue and touch it up so it's very bright. And the same thing with the golds. It might be hard to tell on these here, but all the golds on peasants are just like Retributor and lead belcher. And then if you go to like the duke and stuff, and all like the knights, they use Vallejo old gold and Vallejo true steel. So like they're much brighter, much better pigment, like less pigmented looking. So they look cleaner and like it's good metal as opposed to just crap.
Yeah, I like it. What on the Pegasus characters and things like that? Kind of going back a little bit. How did you do those wings?
So those wings were pretty basic. So like it's obviously I did this whole army. I had black, Zenithal, white, and then I'd choose the color. With this one, I did Ulthuan gray, and then I did. It's weird for some reason on the first one, Apothecary white, because it wasn't mixed well, was giving this nice gray tone. Since I shook it up and mixed it, it's doing what it should do. It doesn't work like I want it to now, which is really weird to say. I need my...
That's funny.
Yeah, so I reverted back to a thin down non-oil to give the definition, and then go back over with multiple layers of dry brush on the white.
Yeah, bonus points to you. I gave up on Apothecary white a long time ago.
It's it's still part of that collection, but like I said, if it's mixed and it's doing what it should and making things white, it's great. If it separates the pigment out a little bit, so like there's that gray.
Yep.
Like if you look inside Apothecary white and it's not mixed, you'll see gray. That gray is very thin and very nice for what I want to do with my white Pegasi.
So you need to set a bunch of those pots like in the sun and then let them separate.
Yes.
And then like just store them and keep them there. I love it.
Well, the good part is I'm doing multiple colored on the Pegasi, which you'll see on the next September commitment. And I'm done doing a white ones because I have enough white ones. So I'm trying to figure out what my last Royal Pegasus will be for my final model. But
you got to do a black one.
I have one black one in next month's commitment, but I wanted that to be rare. I didn't want that to be prevalent. So it's mostly like different types shades of browns and blondes.
Do a painted horse.
I want to do painted horses. I mean, I can show it, but the problem is like if you look at all of them, like they all have like the cloth barding covering it, so like the only place you could see it, you can't see it at all in a Royal Pegasus.
Yeah.
Then the Pegasus Knights you could, but these models aren't really good for it. And then the Knights I have here, like these are full barding, so like even the neck and everything is covered in barding cloth, so like these are just mostly be blue and black, so it's unfortunately painted horses don't work well on these Bretonnian sculpts, but I would love to do that. All right, but enough about me. Next we have Neil with this horde of sisters. 20? Is that 20?
There's 30.
There's 30?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. Damn. And there's a good chance I'm going to try to string them out, 15 in the front, 15 in the back, with spaces between so all 30 can fire.
Absolutely. Or you find that hill. Or you get that hill.
Or find a hill. And I'm going to have a great time just blowing up a unit of Grail Knights just based on weighted dice.
Yep. Oh, yeah, these things are great.
So that's the plan anyway. Let's hope those Grail Knights don't ever touch them, but there's plans for that in case they do as well.
You're going first.
Yeah, exactly.
I play this unit in my High Elf army. I love it.
That unit right there, with 30 of them, is 500 points. So that's my core requirement right there alone. All right, so that's essentially a dragon, a very tooled out dragon. But yeah, so I love these models. I love the way they turned out. There's actually a lot more different poses for these models I could have done, but those are all male poses for the miniatures that I have. So these are all females. 10 of these, full disclosure, I painted for a commitment earlier in the month. So you guys have seen these before, but now you've seen all the rest of the sisters. Right? So
here they are all together. Still, 20 a month is pretty solid, especially for the speed you did it at.
Yeah. So it was like 3 sit downs, get the podcast going. Like I was telling you, Chuck, I was listening to some of the Strength Hammer ones that I was not a part of, which I actually enjoy doing. So I enjoy being part of it every once in a while, so I can just sit back and listen.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I'm like, do I have to find another co-host? Like, dear God.
No, every once in a while.
Okay, okay, good.
But I don't want to deprive the people of me. I mean, that's what really makes this podcast. Really,
I don't want to constantly enforce the people of just me. That's my problem. I'm awful.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's what they say. So. But yeah, I mean, there's not really too much to say about these ladies other than they have, if we're talking rules and crunchy stuff, they're just amazing in terms of they have that. I'm forgetting what the rule is, but anytime they're shot at, they can just move 5 inches.
Yep.
And they don't have to move away. I don't think they just move any direction.
They just
So
move.
they want to move forward, they can move forward. They can move to the side. So that thing's just going to be. We're going to have to figure a way to put 15 of them strung out on a tray, so I can just, move them up and down all around. The complication will be terrain. You put the terrain in the wrong area, and then those 15 may not be 15. But we'll see what we have to do there.
The problem I run into with them sometimes is if someone has like a nice scout unit, and I only have 20, I think. So I usually run them as 18. I'll have them in that line or on a hill, but if I'm not on a hill, I should say, and someone scouts next to me, well, all of a sudden that 360 vision, since I'm skirmish, means nothing because they always go into like this weird angle. So I'm like, okay, well, here's 4 girls firing, I guess.
Oh yeah.
That's the only part you got to make sure. I usually put them in the middle of the army, like so nothing can get around them. Yeah.
They're going to be my beefy middle, and then on my sides, I will have the Shadow Warriors and everything for skirmishers of my own, which will hopefully take care of anybody else's skirmishers because we'll be going first. So.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Neil, how do you feel? Last month was kind of a act in frustration on the painting tools. How was this month versus last month?
These ladies are the paints that I have for this. Like the blue is a Vallejo.
Okay.
And then everything else is done with GW paints and washes, and they turned out they're very simple.
Okay.
I didn't have to use any of the trash paint I was using on the other guys. And
it looks a similar color. What did you use last time?
Last time there was like a navy blue on the cloaks for the Shadow Warriors.
The navy. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that was bad, and that was unfortunately the majority of the model, like the majority of what you're seeing anyway. It's just the primary color on the model, so that's what kind of turned them kind of junk. But so these ones were much easier. I love the blue on these ladies. I love how much of the blue is. It just
pops.
Softens out the model, pops, and so I think when this thing's all together, it's going to be pretty nice looking. So
it's great. It looks great.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I know I think you posted a picture a while back of the whole army so far. I didn't have it in the show because I'm saving like the big army pictures you guys have been sending me for like the big reveal at the end.
Sure.
I'm liking the way the army's coming together, especially the alternate prints. It's gonna look very striking. Like even like me versus you, high elf on high elf. If we do that, it's gonna look like 2 completely different armies, even though we have the same core mostly.
Yeah, which I love. I absolutely love. So I think it should be that way, but that's just me.
Yep. All right. Next up, we got Terry. I see a beautiful shaman on a hog. Is that what's going on here?
On a war boar.
Okay. This almost this almost looks like a GW sculpt. Like, is it?
No, it's everything I'm doing so far is avatars of war.
Okay.
Everything's printed. They've got a couple. I mean, as I was painting this, last week they released they have a shaman on a wyvern now.
Wow.
And I may have to stop absolutely everything to paint that model, and because it's calling to me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the number 2 to my my Black Orc on wyvern. So
Terry,
nice.
Can I jump in for a second just to let the people know? I scoured the internet before buying that old model from GW, the old metal shaman. I wanted it anyway. But there is no other shaman on wyvern you can find without kit matching something. So this is like the first one I've seen, and it looks amazing. So if you're looking for one, that is where you go. Avatars of War.
Yeah, Avatars of War. It's awesome. So for the campaign, Chuck, he's going to be. I chat GPT'd this at the beginning. His name is going to be Vorgash the Doomseer. So he's
nice.
He's going to be flinging spells.
Just get him into combat and start hitting those assailments. Just Start blowing stuff up.
Oh man, actually, I'm bringing it up now because I'm pretty sure I put names on my models too. I hope so. Yeah. Duke, the Duke is Duke Tomas de Chartres. I failed that hard. Whatever. And the men at arms are just called the farmhands.
Yes.
Just keep it simple. But yeah, no, the shaman guy looks good. I like him. Like your speed style works really well with this army.
It helps to have orcs. I'll say that.
That's fair.
Um,
And how many boys is this in this next picture that you sent me?
So the picture there. So a downside of speed painting resin models is that you can drop them, and so I broke a couple, and there you can actually see one kind of in the first picture. There's one like 10 inches behind that's like crumpled over.
Oh yeah.
That's
Right
so that's happened to a few. I painted 42 of those guys.
Okay.
And plus the shaman, I started Monday.
Nice.
So just burning through everything. Super. I mean, just a really cool set of models. There's if I was taking my time, there's 10 times more detail on the Avatars of War orcs than on the classic like GW orcs.
Yeah.
I probably could have painted twice as many GW like plastic orcs. Just with the same amount of like time constraint, just because of the way the details work. But I skipped over some of that. We're batch painting. We're trying to get like a unit that looks good with the rest. So just trying to keep things going there. Something I changed up that was kind of cool. At least I thought it worked out pretty well. Is I've been using that dirty down rust for all the armor and kind of going through that. That's kind of an expensive product for 40 models. So I put that to the side for a minute, and I busted out the shade on there. The wash on all the models is the GW's new Targor Raid shade. And it's awesome. It's like a purple brown. And it looks awesome with green and yellow both.
Right. Yeah.
So I just like slapped it across and to kind of round out the model before I did a little bit of dry brushing. It turned out fantastic. So
yeah, these look great.
42 boys, and a shaman. So not bad for, what did you say, Neil? Tokyo drifting into the into the event.
Yeah, I gotta say, Terry, I think my favorite orc in this is a guy with just the mail strewn over his head.
Yes,
it's so cool.
Off to the left. Yeah, I love him. There's a couple good ones in there, but he's a good one for sure.
That's got to be the champion right there.
So there's a couple dudes in there with broken banners because resin's light and falls over with a tall banner.
Yeah,
so
we got to do
that accelerator out fixed in no time.
So yeah, you got to get the nickels underneath the bases.
Right, except I screwed that up. So those are custom bases. I wanted the whole thing to be resin.
Oh, that's right.
They're flat. Bases look awesome, but they're flat. I'm trying to figure that out now.
If you're trying to do a movement tray for those guys or whatever, they sell like 8.5 by 11 sheets of like cuttable magnets, and they're flat.
Yeah.
So it's just a flat magnet with a sticker on the bottom, basically. You just pop those things on those guys, and that should work just fine. Then pop them up.
Yeah, right there. Arts and crafts, I'm ready.
Yeah.
But you're right. I'm gonna have to, because like the banners tip over, you guys know how it is, right? They're super light now, and Murphy's Law is in full effect.
Sure.
My dog like jumped at me, and I dropped the model. He snapped right in the perfect spot. And it's like.
I mean, it's not like we're going to be playing this on old Realm of Battle boards for a couple games while we've been drinking and carrying on for a few hours. Nothing bad's going to happen.
Oh, my God, yeah. Realm of Battle boards, where you watch your guys slowly slide down a hill.
I like them, though. It's a classic. I actually,
Nothing like them.
I am excited, guys. Actually, while we're through that, before we start talking about next month, so we've had a lot of old world stuff going on right now. Obviously, the dwarfs released. There was still even made to order yesterday, as time we were recording this, for some dwarves. I picked up a few more dwarf things. I also pre-ordered my Warriors of Chaos book and cards because I'm just collecting them all. And then we had terrain. Like,
Oh yeah.
anybody been tempted by any of that, whether you picked it up or not? Just or just thoughts in general on it.
When the bank account allows, I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
It's all sitting in a cart right now, and I'm just waiting for it to go out of our temporarily unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's just been phenomenal for Old World with what we've been getting so quickly. We, like I said, we dwarves and really quickly the Warriors of Chaos, and then that terrain was kind of out of nowhere. No one was expecting it, and they just came out with a Facebook post, I think, first, and said, "Hey, what terrain do you guys like to come back?" And they just put up some random pictures, and everyone's like, all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I know I picked up for my home table. I picked up the Fortified Manor, and it was
Yep.
it was a hefty, like, okay, I gotta maybe have one or two ramen lunches with this one this week, but I've been wanting that kit ever since I was like a young kid. Like, it was on that first table whenever I saw my first armies being played. It was in like my FLGS's shop for the longest time, and like I might have told the story. Literally, when I had enough money finally to go buy it, I went in and someone had come in and bought all of the fantasy terrain because it was just on during the switch over to Sigmar, and I was so bummed. So I was like, as soon as it came back, I'm like, I don't care, I'm buying it. I also got that old ritual site thing because it was pretty inexpensive, so I wasn't too upset by it. And I see it everywhere, but I've never had one. And then I also picked up hills.
Yeah.
Why not?
Those are money. You gotta have hills.
Yeah, gotta have hills. So between that and what I do have I have a fantasy table, but it's a mishmash of stuff. Now I'll be able to have like a full GW looking table of trees and towers and that sort of stuff. So I'm very well pleased, and that's going to be my winter project. Just make a nice table of old world fantasy.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you guys see that they a lot of the chaos stuff went up too?
Yeah.
So the warp fire dragon's back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is
I'm
really cool.
I'm really
model.
having a hard time not getting a chaos army. I mean,
Yeah.
I sold to Dave. I traded an army. I traded my slaves to darkness to Dave, and it was all the old chaos warriors. I think I had 60 of them that I gave him, plus like 15 knights, bunch of like the chaos lord on demonic steed that's up for like made to order.
Yep.
I think. Which all painted. Like the heroes at the very least were painted very nicely, and I'm like, oh, should have never got rid of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting over there with the Seraphon army that you used to have, and I'm like, I haven't touched it outside of like because it's supposed to be for my kiddo, and every time I ask him if he wants to learn how to play even like Spearhead, he's like, nah. So I'm like, man, I wish I had those guys back. But
well, hey, I mean, good thing is Dave has a chaos warrior army that we know of now.
Exactly.
Which
What?
It sounds like a probably pretty decent one too. So come on, Dave, come play.
I know, right? Just has to switch the bases.
Yep.
That's technically his kid's army, so I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But
to quote, I'll say it in a nicer term here, since we've actually been pretty good to keep this a family-friendly show on this one. As Michael Jordan once said, "Screw them kids." As he allegedly said. I had my thoughts on the show where I was just talking through the arcane journals. I keep talking myself into doing a Wolves of the Sea army from the arcane journal, which is like the marauder focused army.
Yeah,
because they gave like the kit bash versions of models in that army, and then just that one rule of you offer a duel.
Yeah.
And that decides who goes first. I'm just like, oh, that's so nice. And I was talking about it with friend and weekly game buddy Tom. He's like, how's that work with Bretonia? So I was looking it up. So Bretonia's rule, because they can just go second and pray, But that rule is based upon the dice roll happening and you choosing not to roll. But the dice roll has to happen, whereas this roll, from the way it looks, happens before that because there's no dice roll involved. It's just you just offer it.
Yeah, until there's a fact, you absolutely shut that down.
Yeah, you shut down the Bretonnian ward just by being that army. I'm like, oh boy.
And I love that it's 2 champions, right? It's not 2 heroes. It's just two champions. So like if you're a chaos guy, you know you're going to do that. So you tool up your champion with his 25 points of magic items or whatever, right? And send him in there, right? Because nobody else is doing that shit. So.
No. And I'm curious too if especially for like a one random army in Arcane Journal, no one's going to do that to prepare for that. I'm curious how it's going to be FAQ'd if you go up against like ogres who don't have 1 wound champions.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the only question, but
yeah, maybe it doesn't happen. Who knows?
Although I could see an orc player having a random tool up champion and giving you a problem.
Yeah.
Feels like something an orc player would do, Terry. Would you do
that? If I knew I was playing
there...
Slaves to Darkness in a tournament or whatever, and I was playing orcs, I'm definitely tooling one up, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's right. You can fight my Black Orc on the Wyvern. Yeah. Have fun.
No, they has to be 1 wound model.
It's got to be a champion.
One wound champion.
It has to be. It has to be like a big boss champion. Or something.
Yeah.
Just a unit champion, not even a big boss. Yeah.
Okay.
But still, you can get probably 25 points on the Black Orc champion. Extra 25.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Give him a great weapon. Send him in there.
Have fun, buddy.
Let's go.
Oh, that's good. But with all the old world love coming out, there's also the roadmap. I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, the roadmap. Yes, they were terrible. We all scoffed at it. I guess we can move on now. To be fair, I think the old world one was the most revealing, at least.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
So it was the champion in my book, but
yeah.
Yes. So it looks like we have 2 waves of Chaos Warriors. First one came out, second one's coming out sometime, and then Neil, Terry, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you've seen it. Does it look like we're not getting Empire till 2025? Early 2025?
I think so. Yeah, I think 2025. Yeah,
that's good. And then shortly after that, High Elves. Me and Neil are going to go crazy. So this Bretonnian army is going to be done by then, thankfully, because
yep.
I need to expand my force. Are you looking it up now, Terry?
That's exactly what I was doing.
Okay, I can see. It's all good.
Yeah. You can literally see like Warhammer community on my forehead.
Yep.
Yeah. It's but I think you're right.
Okay. Let's make sure I was reading it right, because it's a terrible roadmap.
Yeah, they weren't very specific. I'll say that.
What was very frustrating is watching the reveal show and then having to wait for the articles to tell us more. Actually give us, like, not reveals, but like preview show, but like they're very non-committal in all the videos. Except for maybe Old World and a little bit of the Sigmar were a little bit more committal, but like not drastically so. And then you get to the articles and it's like, oh, this is exactly what's coming in at least next couple months. Okay.
AOS, they told us that they were going to have books.
Listen, that's more than they told us in 40K.
That's so stupid. I can't even stand it. I can't. I mean, oh, wow.
Yeah. Just remember that, like, you know, the there's always a little more, you know. I'm trying to get it's if you get online and you like on Age of Sigmar's Facebook page or something, like it's real easy to get like get mired in that, you know. So I just try to wait and see, you know, give me the general idea what's coming out, and then, you know, let's all pray to Gorg and Mork for models.
Yeah. Well, the High Elves are getting 1 model, and apparently the Empire are getting sounds like quite a few. So it's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Well, dude. So they said they're like, get your war wagons ready.
Right, and then also
war wagons. I never owned. My younger brother had the Empire army. War wagons are the best unit in the entire army. They come at me. I'm sorry. They're better than steam tanks, and I don't mean like rules wise. They just look way freaking cooler.
Yeah.
They actually make semi-sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't wait to see war wagons on the table again. That is going to be amazing.
No, I reading that article too, because it says, get your war wagons ready, and also another one earlier said get your Null oil ready. So I have a feeling that Arcane Journal is going to give us Null, so we have a gunline army, which makes sense, sort of. And then I think the other one with the War Wagon specifically, I think that means Marienburg, because they're still part of the Empire, and we've not really explored them because they're not part of the Empire for Fantasy 8th edition. They left. That's my predictions. And I'm still predicting Finnebar for the High Elf character because it's a nautical character. So
yeah, they did say a nautical character. I don't think you're getting the Phoenix King though. I think it's a long shot.
I'm gonna hold fast, plant my flag. That's fine. We get there when we get there. I'm just happy we see that, and then with what's coming out for Sigmar and Old World, I'm happy that I'm probably not spending much more money the rest of the year on models because I need Daughters of Cain or High Elves to get excited right now. But anyway, bringing up the path plan again for us here. So, finished our core and character, and obviously we'll do this with Mike later on. It'll be tagged right after this, everybody, so used to that there. But September, we have a rare or special unit. And then we'll look a little bit farther ahead. October, Warlords Choice. So, that's the wrong one. Close this back up now. I'm really bad at this. There it is. Nope, that's the wrong one again. There it is. It's too early. I only had 1 cup of coffee. I need more. So what's everybody's commitment for September this month? The core or rare? Or special or rare, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Terry.
You say go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm lost now. I told Neil this. I hit up Neil for like help earlier in the week. I might just paint a giant or something. He mentioned, he reminded me about the boar chariots. And so I had forgotten that I was going to paint one of those. So I it's like, I hate to be wishy-washy, but I'm kind of trying to figure out what's going to help round out the army a little bit.
Yeah. Fair.
So I'll probably think about that for about 24 days and then paint the model in about 3.5 hours. But I have both the chariot and the giant primed, and I brought them to last year's Teyrathi.
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to decide, or maybe I just paint them both and spend 6 hours painting instead of 3. But that's kind of the route I'm going right now.
Okay. I mean, yeah, there's no reason why you can't do more for a commitment. So don't be that. To be honest, that's why this October's kind of Warlord's Choice. That's where I'm kind of lumping all my extra stuff that just to round out the army on it. So.
Oh, Chuck, it's not Warlord's Choice. It's Avatars of War Shaman on a Wyvern. There was never a choice.
You got your special rare lined up, and then we know what your October Warlord's Choice is then. So, Thank you, Avatar War. Please sponsor Terry and Neil. Yeah. They're doing the 3D prints.
We need Avatars of War and Last Sword Miniatures to sponsor us for sure.
Yeah, give them STLs to print and.
What I should have been doing is video recording the painting I was doing and starting my painting YouTube channel, because there's very few Avatars of War. Like, you can't find like painting tutorials with those models. And I missed my boat, but I was too busy slacking off.
Oh, listen! Don't worry. This Strength Hammer stuff, it's still real close to the dock. All right, so don't feel like you're too far. You can doggy paddle back and start yours if you want to.
Perfect.
You're not far away from land. Neil, what's your commitment for this month, and maybe what would be for next month too?
Well, technically, I've already got the commitment done for this month because I've got a Lion Chariot that I just need to touch up, essentially. But I don't know that I'm going to just do that because that seems like a cop-out. So, because it's special or rare, that would fit a rare slot. I think what I will do is probably get that second unit of Shadow Warriors done.
Nice.
Which is going to suck, but it's got to happen. So, I think this is the month to do it. And then after that, it's time to. I got to get more prints.
Yeah.
So then we'll see if Carl's printer can go burr for me.
Yeah, print up.
Neil, if you need it, I've got you hooked up if you need it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got everything actually because I do everything on like 10%, like an extra 10% bigger.
Yep.
I have to actually make the plans or whatever the
STLs.
STL file. Yeah, on
Yep.
and then send it over. But yeah, for sure.
Well, do you have an idea what you might want to do for assuming everything's fine and prints are coming? What you
Yeah.
do for
So
October? Warlords Choice.
how many more months do we have?
So let me bring up the plan again. So we just have into November. So September, Rare Special. October's Warlords Choice, and then November is Allies, Mercenaries, or some sort of fun kit bash.
Well, I don't have any of that.
That's fine. We can sub the last month. I tried to keep it open and fun, but like I don't want to do Allies or Mercenaries, so that's why I have kit bash written really small in the end because that's what I did.
Yeah. So, well, technically, mine will be a kit bash of different 3D prints, if that counts. But
that
so
works.
I have left in the army. I have to do another line. I have to do another line chariot, 2 Tyrannoch chariots, and 2 sky cutters.
Oh, okay.
So that's what's left, and so that's going to have to be. So I would like to do 2 sky cutters for that.
Okay. All right.
At the very least, yeah. So yeah, I got to get moving here.
Yeah, those chariots will take a little bit, but yeah, you can do it. As for me, my special rare for this month was 6 more Pegasus Knights in a Lance formation landing again. I did get those done just because I got that, had the fire in my pants, so I just knocked them out. Really happy I did. And then for October, my Warlord's Choice, I have 10 Knights of the Realm on foot back here. I have 6 errant knights, errant knights, whatever they're called, and then 6 more Knights of the Realm on horse. So I'm painting all that for my October. I'm starting now because I got my September done, so well within time. And then my last commitment for November will be a single model, which will be this lady right here. But yeah, so
nice.
all my knights are getting done for my Warlord's Choice essentially. So should be fun.
Very
good. All right, perfect. Well, with that, we will. I guess we'll pause it here. We'll say goodbye to Neil and Terry, and then we'll jump over to be with Mike, and we'll talk the same, and we'll try to convince him to not jump ship and start painting dwarves immediately, because that's what he wants to do. All right, we'll see you guys in about a month's time.
All right, later on.
All right, and we are back with the returning Mike, despite all the terrible things Terry said about why you couldn't be here. You have made it at least.
Yes. Yeah, screw Terry. and his dirty orcs.
And his dirty orcs.
And his dirty orcs.
Well, how you been since last? I know people have seen you on the podcast, but how you been last month for people who've only watched this series?
Doing good. I finally broke down and did contrast paint.
Yep.
So,
it was on Filthy Peasants, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's why I did it, because they're filthy peasants. So,
yeah.
No, it's been a good month of painting. It's been very hard to stay on course just because I want to paint other stuff.
Yeah.
But I've had to dedicate all my painting time to just that. So, sometimes that can kind of hurt you a little bit when you're just painting the same thing over and over and over again. And especially at my pace, I've been wanting to trail off and do some other things, but I can't do it. My goal is to get this thing done, get this army completed before I touch anything else. Because everybody has their pile of shame. Not you, Chuck, because of course
I have a small one. I have a small one right here.
But I really want to knock that out and then just start working on odds and ends stuff that I bought for other armies, just to start to flesh those out. Like I mentioned on your podcast, I want to
start an entire dwarf army.
I do want to start an entire dwarf army, but I also want to do just paint up a war band for Mordheim, just because I just want to have that, and I think it'd be a nice change of pace to something a little bit different. But other than that, the last month's been good. Painting's been fun. I have enjoyed it, even though it sounds like I haven't. I have enjoyed painting my Bretonians. So, on to the next month.
Exactly. But before we do, we got to take a look back at August. So let me bring up your commitment here.
Yep.
It's on screen. Let's see if I can get the zoom right on this. Whoop, that's too much. Yeah, so we see looks like what, a paladin BSB, and how many archers is that?
24.
24. So you got the box.
24. Got
Yep.
the box.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, no, it
yeah.
looks good.
Yeah, I'm happy to knock. I mean, it was kind of a hybrid between contrast and just my normal style of layering or wet blending. So like everything except for the red and blue that you see on there is contrast.
Yep.
And then the red and blue that you see on there has been hand painted. Well, of course everything's been hand painted, but
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to do it too. Like knock out the parts you don't care about.
Yep.
Make it very, very simple. So I like it. It does look good.
Yeah, and then the BSB. I didn't take the best picture of it, so you can't really see too much detail. But I introduced a little bit more of a teal to my blue to make it contrast even more. And I kind of liked how I did that, and I think it makes it pop a little bit more on the blue.
Yeah, especially I see it on the shield down on like the left side, left flank of the horse. Definitely, that teal's very poppy down there.
Yep, and you're going to, once this army is completely finished, you're going to see transfer sheets on these guys.
Yeah,
it's just it's painted, it's done. Transfer sheets can wait,
Yeah,
so.
I want to do transfer sheets as well, but the problem I have is I need Pegasus.
$1 million.
Well, yeah, but I can't find any Pegasus specific ones that aren't like high elves, and even those are old and.
Like, so Mighty Brush didn't have. I'm pretty sure they have.
Maybe I forgot to look at them. You did mention them. I need to go look again. But I'm kind of like you. I'll paint the army. I can do all the details in like a weekend if I feel like it.
Right, or a night. I mean, it's not too invasive. But the Mighty Brush, for all that's out there, not only do they provide awesome painting tutorials for 40K, they also provide awesome transfer sheets for 40K and the old world. So go check them out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that they have Pegasus.
Okay, perfect.
Transfer sheets,
yeah,
100%.
I have the BSB. I have the flags in each unit. I have the. I don't know if I do the shields on the men at arms. Maybe like the command squad.
Yeah, you should. Why not?
All of them?
Why not?
I guess I could.
But you definitely have to do the Pegasus Knights. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Like all my banners need it. That's for sure.
They're your bread and butter. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. So I mean, yeah, those look good. Very very much so. So what was it? How was it painting it, like getting through it? You had a good time, or were you kind of like...
Oh, I had a great... Yeah, no, I had a great time. I had a great time more with the BSB, of course, because I put a lot more time into that. I mean, the peasants were just kind of done as quickly as possible, right? To the best standard as possible in the amount of time that I had to get all 24 of them done. But I really take pride in painting my character units, right?
Yep.
So it was very fun. I'm going to get better pictures for you of the wings because I went with the brown horse, but it went from black to it went from brown to, the wings actually went on the very tips black to like an off-white to a brown because the horse is brown. Yeah. And it turned out really good. I just didn't have time to get a proper picture of what that looks like.
It's fine. I mean, too, like having 3 of these now, like the only good picture to see it is this, which doesn't show you the model. It just shows you the Pegasus.
No.
It's really weird. This is definitely when you need to pick these up and kind of look around them. But I know with my 2, because you have 2 as well, Royal Pegasus, because you did a Duke and a BSB as well. Both of mine, the BSB on mine is pure white. My Duke is like gray because I wanted it to be older. But I think I'm gonna do like a blondish brown on this horse, I think.
What is it called? There's a word for it.
Roan? Strawberry Roan?
No,
I think that's the name.
Maybe it is.
That's from Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning. My horse color was Strawberry Roan for the elf. I don't know if that's the term, but...
no, it's like it starts with a B, right? I don't know. But I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like an off-color brown, like a light brown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My Pegasus
almost
Knights,
like a Xandri.
Yes.
Like a little bit lighter than Xandri dust.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like my Pegasus Knights themselves are all different. But yeah, like I can't have all my heroes be on like whitish gray. Like
is that your who's on that?
That's the prophetess.
The prophetess. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I still want to. I don't know, man. I might have to employ you to kit bash.
Well,
seriously.
I mean, it's come up. We're going. November's our last month for this, so we're getting through it. This month, the commitment was a special or rare for September, and I say this month because we're recording September 1st here, so and everybody will see this. This will be out September 1st, but so what's your special or rare that you're going to work on this month?
Oh, trebuchet.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to get one.
Nice. Okay.
So, yeah. I just feel like every Bretonnian army needs one. Maybe it's not as efficient as possible, but
I don't have one. I never even thought about buying one, despite having tons of peasants.
It's just you have really with them. I mean, I know you're a fast army because you have your cavalry, right? But I still like the fact that you can get behind the enemy lines while addressing the front of the enemy lines with your cavalry. So, it's more efficient to have two than just one,
right?
In my opinion. But I bought one, so I'm going to paint the one that I have.
Yep.
Which I know is going to be an easier paint job for me.
Yeah.
I already have the scheme in my head. There's only a few footmen that come with it. And then that way I can not only knock that out quick, I can start to work on the next commitment after that, the October commitment.
Yeah, which that's the next question we talked about on the with the other guys there. What are you thinking about for your October commitment, which is the Warlords' choice? So it can be whatever you want.
I'm thinking I'm going to knock out another Knights of the Realm.
Okay.
On horse, not on foot.
Gotcha.
Just because I want to add another unit of those to my army.
Yeah.
It's nothing spectacular or special, but I want another unit painted. So I'm going to paint those guys up. And I still have my men-at-arms as well. I have two big blocks of them that I'd still like to. I don't know, man. I don't know. What's the last month's commitment?
Last month's commitment is it's listed as a mercenary or an ally or a kit bash. So the October Warlord's choice was kind of be like to do whatever you needed to kind of round out your army type of idea.
Right.
Because
I might have to do the prophetess kit bash.
Yeah, you might have to.
Because I don't really have. There's there's nothing out there that I really want to align with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. I just have to figure out how to do it because I'm terrible at kit bashing.
Well, I mean, I can brainstorm ideas on like hobby chats or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I know,
like, but yeah, trebuchet.
Yeah, like I said, I'm excited because since I'm done with my September commitment already, I'm starting my October one. But I'm going kind of big. Like I said, I'm doing Knights of the Realm on foot, on horse, errant knights. Now
you're doing Knights of the Realm on foot? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm doing. I would need to paint them anyway. I don't know if they're fitting in the army yet. But like
just to have them.
Just to have them. I like them. I put great weapons on them. They look cool.
I mean, they're beautiful models, man. I mean, it's like, and we've chatted offline about this. I mean, you said it's been a joy.
They're fun
to actually paint them.
I enjoy it. Yeah, it's not bad at all. And actually, what's really funny now that you said 2 blocks of men-at-arms, I realize I need to dive in my box because I got the starter box too.
Yeah.
And it is 2 separate units. I painted as one giant unit, which means I probably have my command squad in there. So I should probably paint that up just to have a second command squad in case I want to do small blocks. I'm running as a freaking big unit, but of like come at me, but.
Which I think is a little bit more efficient than 2 smaller units because those small units just kind of get chewed up really quick.
Probably, yeah. We'll see.
I mean, from my experience, that's how it went.
I'm not sure. I could see I could see fitting for both, so it's okay. It's fine. I'll play with it, figure it out. But at least I'll dig them out because I should probably paint them at least just so I have the option, you know.
So question for you: What's Terry and Neil doing?
So Neil is doing. I think he's finishing up his for this month for September his Shadow Warriors.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh shoot, what is Terry doing? Oh, Terry's gonna do like a giant potentially. He's still kind of waffling. He's thinking about a giant. And then
the giant he has is pretty sick looking. So
yeah, and then
yeah.
I think October is going to be everybody's busiest month because, like I said, it's for the commitment because we're all trying to just add in like the stuff that we know we need.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kit bash, like I said, I think both of them are going to like kit bash maybe like with STL files somehow. It's like I said, it's going to be loose too. If you're at the end of army, if someone can't get a kit bash in, it's not going to be a big deal. But we're finishing these
still
armies.
need a prophetess though. I need a prophetess.
You
I
do
need
one.
some kind
Yeah.
of. I need spellcasting. I can't. Everybody has it. Everybody uses it, and I just feel you're at a disadvantage if you start a game without some kind of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
you gotta have something out there. So I'm gonna have to. I think that's what I'm already. I think I'm already going to commit to that being it. I just have to figure out how to do it. Is my biggest thing.
You can always kit bash one on foot even and just put it with the peasants. I mean, I don't know what the magic looks like to make that set up, but like that's like my one friend and clubmate Evil Bob's painting service is why he's called Evil Bob. You can look him up on Facebook. I had picked up some Bretonnian made to order that I forgot about. So I gave him, and he's a very great painter for commission painting. But I had the Paladin BSB on horse, which I did not need. So I gave him that and the other half of the Knights of the Realm on foot, so he would paint up my my technically not prophetess, I guess. What's the damsels? So because there's the damsel on foot and damsel on horse, so he's gonna paint those up for me. So I just gave him those things for his Bretonnian army. So like I kept looking but I haven't gone in depth about like how do I fit those into like the army for like the foot specific, because like that's gonna be odd. Right. But there's gotta be a play there, you know.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody out there is using Knights of the Realm on foot and being efficient with them. You know, like is it a whole army with just footmen and that's it?
Their core.
No cavalry.
If you put shields on them, they're gonna be very defensive. I think.
Right.
If you're doing smaller blocks, that's probably where you want to do like the great weapons like I have, and you just kind of slam into a flank or something.
Right.
With they support the peasants, but I get you could do a big block of just.
I'm painting them regardless. Because they're beautiful models. Yeah. And what I think I might end up doing is just buying another box of them just for the helmets, and then buying a Knights of the Realm box by itself, and then swapping those helmets out and just making those guys not questing knights but Grail Knights.
Yeah, actually I took one of the here, hold on. So I used the one hat with the lady, like the prophetess on it. That's my Duke. But then like there's this guy, he has like the big old wings.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, so like, that's the Knight of the Realm on foot. But I stole the other helmet before I gave the box to Bob, so I could put it on my one of my Pegasus Knights, because he just has a big hat that should not work well in movement in the sky, but it does.
Right. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is just I don't know. Maybe that will be my kit bash. Yeah. I don't know. I just know that I need Grail Knights at some point too, and I've been waiting on GW to make them available again, and I've just been I'm literally. It'll be coming up on a year. What? When did the Old World come out next year? Or this year?
January, I think.
Right. So it's coming up on the 1 year mark.
You sure they weren't made to order for a brief period? Did you miss it maybe?
No, I think they were made to order, but they're just out of stock right now.
No, made to order was you ordered it and then.
No, they weren't made to order.
Oh, they weren't?
No.
Oh, just out of stock. Okay,
nope.
Well.
Yeah.
I say you can always just kit bash too, because like, I was pretty surprised because I have the unit of errant knights in my army, and just the helmets alone with like the Knights of the Realm really does give them a different profile. Oddly enough,
it does.
Yeah, it's
100%.
It's enough.
Yeah. Well, that's why I might just like throw the Knights of the Realm on foot, grab some of those helmets out of there.
Yeah.
6 of them, right? That's all I need is 6. Oh wait, no, not 6. How many?
Yeah, 6.
9. Is it 9?
For what kind of formation you're running?
If I'm running a, I think it's a. I can't find them. If I'm running the, what formation am I thinking of?
The lance formation.
Yeah, the lance formation. Jeez,
It's gonna be 6 if you go 3 deep.
Okay, maybe it is. Okay, it is 6. So yeah, that's all I have to do then is just get 6 helmets and just throw those on there and just say, hey, these are.
To be
Grail
fair,
Knights.
you probably have enough extra helmets in that box already. You might not need to buy a second one.
Oh, you're talking about in the.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of extras in there. So.
Oh, good.
Like I still feel like I have extras. So.
Perfect.
But
that's what I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna distinguish them by just painting them different colors. Like I said, I might end up painting them all in a kind of Crusader white with a red cross or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that one out, but have them be uniformed as well. So
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's at least hey, you got a nice, easy month ahead. Everybody does. No one's. Well, Neil's not excited. I don't think he enjoys his sculpts he has for Shadow Warriors, so he has to do 10 more. He's like, ugh. But this month should be a pretty easy commitment for everybody here. I mean, I know it's easy for me because I'm done. That feels good. Keep rubbing that in.
rubbing it in. Add salt to the wound.
Yep. But yeah, September will be an easy month, but I think October is going to be a busier month for all of us, and then we'll round it out in November, and then December we'll get games in.
Yeah.
So there'll be a December episode, but it'll just be about our games, having fun.
We'll figure something out. We'll either come out there, or have you come out here, or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking might spend a night we play the games during Terathi.
Okay.
So yeah. So
cool.
We'll figure that
Speaking
out.
of Terathi, this sits on my desk all day long.
Mine's here too, and then my knife, like all my Terathi swag that I have.
Nice.
I'm glad you have it. Makes
Oh
me
yeah,
feel good.
absolutely, dude. I use it all the time.
Nice.
So,
all right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate appreciate everything. I appreciate you working with me and my schedule right now. It should be a lot easier next month. It's just kind of the perfect storm this week.
I have a feeling it's going to be like 2 weeks into September, and we'll record this episode because everybody will be done.
Yeah.
Like no one has anything super hard to do. So.
Yeah, I actually have the day off today.
Enjoy.
Sunday, I plan on doing a bunch of yard work, but after that, I plan on building that trebuchet just to get it knocked out and built. Just because it's resin, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to put a little extra TLC into it. So I'm gonna probably dedicate an hour or two to cleaning it, shaving it down, gluing it together, and then going from there. Good thing I got activator, so
there you go.
Pumped about that. Yeah.
No, it's Labor Day weekend, so yep, I got a few errands to run out. I'm gonna do those real quick, then some yard work to round it out, and so tomorrow hopefully I can just do nothing.
But paint, right?
Yeah, I'd like.
Yep.
I might be able to finish these units tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what the urge is, but anyway.
Cool.
Mike, we'll see you next month then, and everybody out there, as always, happy hobbying, stay Stormcast strong, and we'll see you soon.